I just want to introduce the topic today. Today is the Divine Masculine Comes Home workshop. We're going to be talking to some amazing divine masculines that are in our community, and we're excited to get started for you guys. Perfect. Okay. Is there any way to get us pinned, Soraya, while you're doing that?
You look pinned on our end. It might just be what you see.
Okay.
You're the speaker.
There we go.
But yeah,
sounds good.
On you.
Great. So then we are all set. Okay, so we have, we just had conversation on there. We have Colby and Keely on that screen. They are in Harmonious Twin Flame Union and certified ascension coaches. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. And then we have Daniel Carboni, also Harmonious Twin Flame Union, and his twin flame, Christina. You can see her next week in our next part of the workshop. And then we also have Daniel Thelen, also in Harmonious Twin Flame Union, and Casey Kelly, who's also a certified ascension coach as well. All these divine masculines are all certified ascension coaches, so you can work with them if that's something that you desire. We can talk about that later. So we want to start everything off today with a grounding meditation to start the healing. So I'm going to pass it over to Colby and get that started.
Awesome. Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome.
We probably just need to be pinned too. Like, I think each speaker needs to be pinned. So
cool.
Yeah. Just let us know. Like, if you can you see us?
I can see you, yes.
Okay.
You're set.
Cool. So yeah, I'd like to invite everybody to just go ahead and get settled wherever you are, and just notice your body, and if there's anything you need to adjust to get comfortable, go ahead and do that. And we're just gonna go ahead and just allow your body to relax bit by bit, muscle by muscle. And so let's allow our awareness to settle on our feet. And just let the feelings in your toes, in your feet, in your ankles, just come into your awareness. And allow those muscles to relax. Whatever is here, whatever is coming up, whatever thoughts may be in your mind, you can just let them be. And as you continue to relax, you can allow your awareness to travel upwards into your shin. And notice the feeling in the front of your shin and the back. And just allow those muscles to relax. And just take a few moments here to just allow all these muscles in the lower parts of your legs to get the picture that it's time for them to relax. And continue to breathe normally. And just let everything flow. And as we continue upward, you can feel into your knees. There's all the juicy goodness that's there, these wonderful joints you have. And just allow every little bit of them to relax. Your knees are perfectly loved and supported. You can give them that support now. And as we continue upward, you can feel into your thighs and your muscles around your pelvis. And just allow all of these muscles to relax and feel good. And as you continue to relax, you can allow your awareness to travel upwards into your solar plexus and your heart. And just allow this whole channel of your body to relax. There's a lot going on in here, a lot of movement, a lot of energy. There's no reason to hold on to any of it. Just allow it all to flow. All the way through you. And just take one deep breath here, in and out. And then we can relax the shoulders. Allow that nice sense of ease to travel down our arms, all the way into our fingers, all the way into our fingertips. Just nice, relaxing ease. And just notice how the flow is in your whole body, flowing nicely and smoothly. And we can allow our awareness to travel up into our neck, and our head, and our face, and let it all relax. And just spend a moment here noticing how delicious it feels to be relaxed. Whatever may be here with you is perfect. You can just allow it all to be. Go ahead and take one more nice deep breath. When you're ready, you can allow your awareness to return to the group.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Colby, for that. That was a wonderful meditation. Great. So at this point, we want to get started with the panel discussion. We have a couple questions for some of the guys here today, and then we're going to open it up for you guys to also ask questions. So be sure to kind of think about what you want to ask so we can make sure we get those questions answered. So first question, and this goes to all of you guys, when did you awaken to your journey? So you can say like a time or a year or something. And was it before or after you met your twin flame? Colby, do you want to start?
Sure. Yeah, I awakened to my journey after I met my twin flame. And it was a very interesting experience. I felt like I kind of had an understanding of spirituality and what spirituality was. And I met her and it kind of just blasted all my understanding out of the water.
Yeah.
It was a really radical awakening because I was realizing how much there was for me on the spiritual path. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, the really big realization for me is that it was for me, but it wasn't for anything else. And that was really important because I had adhered to spiritual practices in the past, but I never really understood that it's actually for me. It's actually about my relationship with God and my relationship with life. And so through Jeff and Shalia's teachings and everything that Keely had learned, she really brought that understanding to my awareness. And I was really able to take that and work with it and develop a really deep understanding of myself and my journey.
Beautiful. Thank you. Casey?
Oh, you got muted, Ray.
There we go. I was going to ask Casey, when did you awaken to your journey, and was it before or after you had met your twin flame?
Hi, thank you, Ray. It's definitely before I met my true twin flame, and I joined the TFAS in August 2018.
Wow, beautiful. And what about Daniel Thelen? What about you?
I remember very clearly January 2017. Yeah, and I had no idea who my twin flame was. I was in the boat of what I'm doing is not working. I'm done with this. And I didn't really know that much about twin flames, just enough to know that, you know, it sounded like a way better idea to me than what I was doing. So, and actually I ended up finding out that Deanna called in her twin flame around the exact same time. Of course, we had no idea who each other for at that time.
Wow, that's amazing. What about Daniel Carboni? What about you?
I had a spiritual awakening, so I found out about all the twin flame stuff back in April of 2013, and it was quite a long journey. I went through 3 different false twin flames actually before I actually found out who my true twin flame was. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, and again, my name is Ray. I didn't really introduce myself before to you guys. I'm also in Harmonious Union. My twin flame, Anastasia, was in Twin Flame Ascension School since the very beginning. And I actually also awakened around the same time that she joined the school. So yeah, very cool. Awesome. So first question I have is, there are a lot of different opinions out there about the divine masculine and what the divine masculine is or looks like. What does it mean to you guys as to what a divine masculine is? And would you have any advice to anyone who's kind of questioning if they're a divine masculine or a divine feminine? And anyone is open to share.
I can answer that question.
Sure.
What it means for me to be the divine masculine, it's one that I can say for sure, it's right there all along. Even though I am in a female body, but it's right there all along. It's part of my vibes. It really is. It's a journey, and it will reveal to you. And just like it's right there all along, and it's very helpful to have a coach to help you to reveal to your authentic self. My coach is Ray, and he's wonderful, and it's great. It's
beautiful. Thank you, Casey. Any of the other guys, you guys have any other insights as to like what being a divine masculine is to you and helping anyone understand what that means?
Yeah, I feel like, I've really come to understand myself in that sense as being a caretaker and a protector. And I really feel a great call to caring for, beings in the world and just goodness itself, and also protecting it from anything that would seek to harm it or take away from it or do anything like that. And I really feel like, it doesn't have anything to do with how you look or anything in your past or anything like that. It's really just an energy that you find within yourself as a divine masculine.
Amen. Amen. Anybody else want to share anything else?
Yeah, I can also add to what Colby said. Yeah, it's exactly pretty much that is, I realized that between, the past and now, not much had changed other than the way I looked at myself. And I feel like being a divine masculine was just more of like an embodiment. When I first started my twin flame journey, I actually felt like I was divine feminine, believe it or not. But I was very wounded in my masculinity, and it's not something that I claimed within myself. But as I healed and as I began to claim that, it's like my perceptions of myself began to change. And like Colby said, I began to feel more like protective and giving and like a providing nature. And that's kind of what it is for me. It's like embodying that energy. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel, that was amazing. And also Daniel Thelen, I know Jeff, who is our spiritual guru and teacher at Twin Flames Universe, had given you these 5 tips of what a divine masculine is. Can you kind of maybe share those or talk about that, anything from that video that you guys did together?
Sure. Yeah, that was a really profound night. We were celebrating Gabe's kind of like initiation into manhood. And yeah, they were the ones, it's been a little while now, but the ones I remember that really stuck out to me. Well, of course, there's the one, he's willing to work hard. Hard for what he believes in. I think he said, work till you bleed out your eyes or something, but work hard. And it feels good. It feels really good because you're doing what you believe in. I can resonate with that a lot. There's also Divine Masculine does what he wants. I remember he's not afraid to be himself. And there's, of course, 3 more that I'd have to rewatch it myself. You make me want to rewatch that video.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I think a big healing has just been that I remember taking Jason's Divine Masculine course, and just like Divine Masculine is just, it's you. Because I had a lot of misconceptions about, kind of like similar to Daniel Carboni, thinking that I couldn't have a rich emotional life if I was Divine Masculine. I didn't realize I had these limiting notions about men. And so that was a big healing for me, that it's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to be profoundly like feeling. So I think in this community, like we're invited to, it's who you are. And so I've been able to really accept that I can be a unique form of Divine Masculine. It's me showing up with all of my emotion, all of my being in love.
Amen. Thank you for that. That was beautiful, guys. Next question I have actually is for Casey. So Casey, you actually mentioned before that you came to the Twin Flames journey without really knowing who your twin flame is, and you had a false twin flame experience. I know a lot of people have had that experience. Can you go a little bit into detail about that and just what attracted you to the work?
Well, the thing is, I did have a false twin flame experience, and it is very valid. And actually, it's not a bad story or a terrible story. My false twin flame, she is in a female body, and it was like definitely a divine feminine, and the quotation marks separation happens, and she pulled apart away from me in 2014. I mean, my false twin flame is practically my best friend since in 2009. In that sense, I remember all these dates, and I genuinely, really, truly thought my false twin flame is my true twin flame. But the amazing part is that this false twin flame experience is what led me to Twin Flames Ascension School. And then it's not until around June of this year, I guess, or a little bit earlier, where I get the feeling that this is my false twin flame. Because when I deepen in my healing, my false twin flame is not anywhere near. And that's how I knew this is a false twin flame. So I had to know who I am at my own core. Just like in the Twin Flames book, Ultimate Lover, where Shelia talks about how knowing who you are at your core is how you will recognize your twin flame. And I am still deepening and working on my own core. But I feel like I've met my true twin flame feeling when I accept myself as a divine masculine.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Casey. That really helps, I think, a lot of divine feminines out there, and even divine masculines who are still on the journey trying to figure out who their true twin flame is. And if you guys haven't already, make sure that you pick up a copy of Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover. That's a book that Casey just talked about. It talks about the false twin flame experience that Jeff and Shelia had, and gives you some really great insight as to how to identify who your twin flame is. So make sure to look out for that. Next question I want to ask is for Daniel Carboni. So we can watch you and your twin flame, spoiler alert, Christina, in Twin Flames Ascension School. Can you give the audience a little information about where you first met her, what your first thoughts were about her, and as you came to know her as your twin flame, what was that like?
Sure, yeah. So I had been subscribed to Twin Flames, to TFAS, Twin Flame Ascension School, for about 6 months. And I remember watching Christina in the Wednesday 7 p.m. class. I wasn't a live student at that time. And I remember, not thinking much of it, but I do remember times where she was going through literally the exact same upsets that I had. And several times I would message in the forums and be like, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story, because I'm going through the exact same thing, which was kind of funny, foreshadowing. And then later on, we really didn't talk. We had no interaction, really didn't know each other, even after I became a live student. And we first met up in New York at the Ascension workshop in New York. And I saw her there, when everyone met up, and it was a very brief interaction. We just talked. And to be honest, we laugh about this now, but I thought she was not a very kind person. Like she was like, I remember trying to joke around with her and like laugh with her, and she was just very like closed. And I was like, God, like what's going on? It's usually real easy to talk to people, but she's real closed off. And then she says that, I don't know, she has her own view of me. I'll let her explain that in the other workshop. But that was our first interaction. We really didn't interact much, didn't think much of it. And then come January 2020, everything is revealed. And it's like my heart broke open instantly, like when we first found Harmonious Union, and we got together and put all the pieces together. And yeah, she was experiencing a lot of the same things as I was at the same times. Our lives matched in a lot of different ways. Yeah, and since then we were just in love. So we got close like instantly. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I think also like what you're pointing to too is, because there are a lot of divine feminines out there that, have, met their divine masculine, their twin flame. And, there can be sometimes these feelings towards each other that aren't automatically romantic sometimes, right? And so I think you're really conveying that for these women as well. There's a lot of inner work sometimes that can happen in order to spark that connection, right? So That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Awesome. The next question's for Daniel Thelen. So how did you find out about twin flames, and what spiritual paths, if any, led you to finding out about twin flames and then finding out about your twin flame, Deanna?
Good question. I think I started like a lot of people start, just found it in the New Age world.
Yeah.
And the only thing I knew about it was they were your key to your ascension. And just all these really things, these ideas that just kind of like a carrot on a stick. I was really intrigued if this was real. And I forget, what was the second part of that question?
Yeah, just like the spiritual path that led you to Deanna, essentially, like that led you to twin flames and then led you to Deanna.
Yeah, so similar to as many people have expressed, me calling in my twin flame brought in a false twin flame, and that whole experience was very challenging, just brought up so much. And that's what ultimately brought me to Twin Flame Ascension School, because I think many people can relate to this. I was just kind of brought to my knees, like nothing is working and I just need answers, right? I need to know like what to do here, because I just felt so out of my league. And so luckily I prayed and I met someone shortly after who told me about Twin Flame Ascension School. And I just saw it was clearly an answer to my prayer. And everything about my life changed after joining the school. Helped me go really deep in healing all those places that I'd been really hurting, and that my false twin flame revealed to me that I needed to heal. And of course became a coach through the school. And that's ultimately the path that brought me to Deanna, was really choosing to heal myself, be a part of this community.
Yeah, beautiful. And Deanna was actually in the school prior to you being in the school, right? So it was beautiful that she she was doing the work and laying down the foundation within the school, and gave you space completely to come in, and you were attracted to it just as her.
Oh my goodness, yeah. We ended up finding another synchronicity was when she started being a live student with the school. It was about the same time I joined.
Wow.
So a lot of synchronicity in our path. And of course, she was the one who welcomed me into the school. Had no idea who we were at the time, but.
So she went all in with the teaching, and then essentially brought you into the school too. She was able to manifest you, be right near her.
100%.
That's beautiful. Awesome. Amazing. All right, guys. So let's be honest here. How many of you guys were runners in your union? Raise your hand. You were a runner. Okay. You were a chaser then. Were you a chaser? Were you a chaser? Are you sure? Were you a chaser? No. So this is a trick question. I know there are so many videos out there telling people, you know, there's this runner and chaser dynamic that you have to go through during the separation phase. Like, what's the truth here, guys? Like, what's the truth to this? What is the runner chaser thought process, and why is it not true?
I'll just jump in and say,
yeah.
So I was the one who raised my hand. I felt like a chaser for a long time. If you're with a false twin flame, you'll feel like a chaser.
Oh, yeah.
I learned that part of this work works so well that if someone's not your twin flame, then you will be able to eliminate them from your life. And I found that to be true. The thing was, I didn't realize how powerfully I was drawing my true twin flame into my life the whole time. Right. So of course that dynamic was not true at all. As soon as I made the choice, she made the choice, and we were only coming closer together in truth.
Wow. Yeah. Anybody else? I think I heard Casey. Did you have something to share as well with that?
Yes. And Daniel Dillon definitely covered that. That's in the false twin flame relationship. Remember when I said in my previous answer is quotation mark separation? There's no separation. Your twin flame is already within yourself, and my twin flame is already within me. And that's why they're coming into knowing my authentic self. Actually, I feel the sense of my true twin flame within me. There's no runner or chaser, ain't a bit.
Yeah. Colby and Daniel Carboni, do you guys have anything else to add to that? Runner, chaser?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say, pretty much the same thing. You know, the runner-chaser dynamic, it doesn't exist. Like in my case, you know, I was stuck on all these false twins for years, but it doesn't mean me and Christina weren't getting closer together. I was still doing the inner work after I found TFAS, still loving myself, still healing, but I was just trusting God in that this other person was my twin flame. And then a day came where I just released the final false twin flame. And within a couple days later, like instantly, me and Christina, like it was just like revealed instantly. So the whole time we were actually getting closer, but I wasn't chasing. There was no like running or anything going on. I was loving myself the whole time. Yeah.
Amen. Amen to that. Beautiful. Colby, did you have anything to add as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the runner and chaser dynamic is a manifestation of a choice that both twin flames are making.
Correct.
Because they're both trying to run away from themselves to chase love outside of them.
Amen.
And so it's a manifestation of that core choice that both twin flames are making. And what Twin Flame Ascension School does is it teaches you how to make a new core choice so that you can heal that choice of separation at the core and not experience that illusion anymore.
Thank you for that. Colby, I'm going to stay on you for here. So your twin flame, Keely, obviously you guys are married now, and Harmonious Union, she's here with you today. You know, Keely was in Twin Flames Ascension School before you were, and knew about twin flames essentially before you had, right? So what were your first initial thoughts when she told you about twin flames and you were kind of came into the school and learned about the school? What were your initial, you know, feelings and thoughts about that?
Yeah, I was completely convinced right away.
Yeah.
It made perfect sense to me because I could feel the love that she was sharing with me. And it really just made sense from a spiritual perspective. You know, that twin flames are real, and that everything is really love, and all we're doing is working to uncover that love. And so everything that I had experienced spiritually started to make a lot more sense, because I was able to put it in the context of what Jeff and Shalia teach, where we're all a part of God and we're all meant to live our perfect life. And so there was actually just a lot of self-acceptance that occurred for me at that time, because I was able to settle a lot of like the contradictions between spirituality and my own desires that I had thought were there that really weren't. So she really just like opened my eyes to what I really want, and I said yes.
Yeah, and that was only when I was doing Twin Flame Ascension School. So I had found out about Twin Flames about a year before I joined. And when I told Colby initially, and I was just looking at stuff up on like just random things online and kind of like false twin flame information with false twin flame teachers, Colby was not interested at all. I was like, no, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was only when I like found my true teachers and started doing this work that Jeff and Shalia teach, that's when Colby was like, yeah, okay, this makes sense, because this is the real deal. This work is real. It works. So
yeah.
Beautiful. And you'll get to hear more from Keely in the upcoming workshop, the Divine Feminine will share all, and how her man came home. So make sure you guys are also registered to that. That part 2 is happening the same time next week. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for sharing that. So I'm going to open up to the entire panel here. What was it that attracted you to your Divine Feminine? What do you believe attracted you to your Divine Feminine? Or what do you find attractive about her? What attracts you to her?
Yeah, I'd have to say definitely just who she is at her core. And it's really the choice to align with that core of who you are that allows the divine masculine to feel that presence and to be attracted to it. So there's really like no separation there to begin with. There's only love. And while she's choosing to align with her core, I am as well. And I am inevitably attracted to her through that choice.
Amen. So you're saying that Divine Feminine's out there. They don't have to put makeup on or wear clothes or try and say the right thing through text message. They don't have to do any of that. They just have to be themselves.
Exactly.
Wow, that sounds really easy. That
sounds
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, it's really that easy, right? Do you guys have anything else to share around that? Daniel, I see you thinking your wheels are turning, Daniel Carboni.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't agree more. You know, it is like a feeling inside that I feel with Christina. Sure, yeah, she's beautiful physically, but even when we're just at home and we're just, you know, in each other's company, there's a feeling inside that feels very warm and comfortable, and it feels like me, right? Like me. She doesn't need to impress me. She doesn't need to do anything. It just feels good and it feels safe. And like there's like, I don't know, peace and innocence there that I find very attractive in that space.
Yeah. Daniel Fallon, do you have any insights as well around attraction to your twin flame?
Yeah, I remember what I really felt right before we came together. I let go of who I thought was my twin flame, and there was just such a peace that I really hadn't known in love and romance that I found her. And I could just feel the amount that she loved herself, like the amount that she had invested in herself. It was just like the presence she carried, and I really feel that. I really feel how much she loves herself, and because she loves herself, she loves me. And it's a relationship that's so founded in peace, because peace is what, you know, we've both chosen. And so it's just, it flipped on the head what I thought, you know, the drama of romance, like, oh my gosh, it's so peaceful. Self-love is at the core. It's just,
love that.
Feel at home.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that you mentioned self-love. I know Deanna personally, and I know she has watched Romance Attraction e-course multiple times. It is one of her favorites. I know it's also one of my favorites too. I definitely know that's what attracts your twin flame. Whether you're the masculine or the feminine, it's that self-love. It's that coming into authenticity and loving yourself, right? And claiming your divinity. And so if that's something that you're really interested in going deeper in, I highly suggest that you get the Romance Attraction e-course, and we'll make sure to put that link in the email that goes out to you guys for watching this video. But yeah, that's a really great course, and thank you for sharing that. Perfect. So the next question I have is, how do you guys feel right now in regards to your divine feminine? I know you kind of mentioned that already, but what's the feeling? I know I heard peace. That's the basic feeling. Yeah, peace. Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I'd like to open it up for questions and answers to our 55 participants here today. Let's see if in the chat there's any questions. You guys have any questions that you want to specifically ask the group? We'll open it up. And if there's any questions in the Facebook Live as well, feel free to share those with us, our tech team. We have a question here from Kushbo Jane. How does the DM actually feel when not in touch with, meaning not in communication with their divine feminine?
Yeah, I would say that you're always in connection with your divine feminine, because your twin flame actually exists inside of you. And so if you're feeling bad because you're feeling like you're not connected to your divine feminine as a divine masculine, then you're actually just not connecting with yourself. And so the solution there is actually to connect with yourself and give yourself what you feel like you would receive from your divine feminine on the outside. Rather go inside and give that to yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you for answering that. So from Sama Al-Bashir, we have, before coming to union, was your divine feminine on your mind constantly, even with no contact?
I can answer that question.
Sure.
I am always constantly communicating with my divine feminine. Obviously, you know, from my story, I've never met my true twin flame. I did a lot of inner work and working through my upsets to heal. And I also did my love list. And also I write letters to my true twin flame through journals, and also a little like I want to mention is Ray from the coaching. Ray coached me to the channel letter from God actually helps me in touch with my true twin flame.
That's sweet. Beautiful. We have from Emma Nylands. Do you believe twin flames need to be active in mission before coming into union? So were you active in your life purpose, boys, before coming into union with your twin flame? Was that a big piece?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, it was a game changer. I can't imagine being with Deanna without having that piece. And so I highly recommend, like that's where all that time I spent missing my twin flame, I found my life purpose in being a coach. All that love got to be directed somewhere. And of course, doing that led me straight to her.
Yeah, and that's why we have life purpose class, right? We have life purpose class because that's a life purpose and your twin flame go hand in hand. Beautiful. Awesome. Jay Robinson says, is a twin flame a karmic relationship or a soulmate? So actually, Jay, a twin flame is neither a karmic relationship or a soulmate. Oh, a false twin flame, he's saying. Yes, so a false twin flame. Getting the understanding, because there's so many terminologies out there: soulmate, karmic, false twin flame. Anyone want to pick that one? I can just say, yes, they're all the same thing. Anyone who's not your twin flame, essentially. And you can name it by anything that you want to name it by. We use false twin flame experience because it felt like a twin flame experience and it led us to our twin flame. So that's why we use that word. Dallas Diaz asks, how do you know the difference between a false twin flame and someone who's just not ready yet?
I think you'll know by what they mirror to you. If you are committed to doing the inner work and loving yourself and healing and healing and healing. And you can also see this in the book, Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover, with the signs of a false twin flame. The more work you do, if they refuse to reveal themselves or push themselves away from you, as you go deeper and deeper into love with yourself, then that would reveal them as a false twin flame.
Awesome. We have some questions from Francine Brillen. What if my divine masculine and I have very different belief systems, like spirituality and diet? What do you guys think about that?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It'll all be revealed what's true as you continue to go deeper with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and like what I would also share with you guys too is that you're the same at the core. I know for me and my twin flame, I really like board games and she really likes video games, and we just find that our core value is fun, right? At play. So you can take a look at that, and yeah, the revealing process happens. She also asks, is it best for the divine masculine to make the first move, contact, to move forward in the relationship, or should I? What should she do?
Well, your twin flame is you, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, it really matters what you're doing inwardly and loving yourself. If you feel guided, of course, always follow your inner guidance. But if you feel guided to make a move out of love, then you can make it. There's really no order that it has to happen, because you control the speed of how fast you come into union through your choices and through your healing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She also asks, do divine masculines have the same fears and insecurities like rejection and abandonment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your time, yes. But Ray really helped me to work through that upset.
Yeah, you should definitely get a coach, Francine. They'll be able to help you through some of those fears and insecurities. Your divine masculine and you move through them together is fun. Carrie Ann asks, what did being with a false twin flame feel like? I think we've kind of gone over this a little bit in some of the questions, but does anyone want to add anything else?
What I'll say to that is that when I thought my false twin flames were actually my twin flame, everything that I was feeling on the inside was true. My feelings were real, and the love that I had for my twin flame was real. I just ascribed it to the wrong person. So yeah, you can count on your feelings being real on the inside, and that's the most important piece. So being with like a false twin flame felt very real. Yeah, and after coming into Harmonious Union, those feelings are still real. So they're just with the right person now.
Yeah. So Sage asks, how do you and your divine feminine work together as a team, whether that be in your healing or your life purpose work?
I feel like it's all very natural. Just kind of is how it works.
Yeah, it was.
You work your life purpose together, and you just continue to go where God is calling you and just give it all over to him, and it all just works out perfectly.
Yeah, you do what feels good, right? You follow the good feeling, And sometimes it feels good for me to do the dishes, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we switch off. Same thing with like, work for your life purpose. It's all one.
Beautiful. Mina asks, how does telepathy work before and after reunion? Do you have any fun stories to share in regards to that kind of connection?
The only case I've had of telepathy is, the other day I was grocery shopping and I just had a weird urge to buy some brownie mix. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to buy this. And I came home and Christina was like, that's so cool. I was just thinking how much I wanted brownies. And it doesn't always happen like that, but yeah, there are cases of us having the same feelings at the same time or similar thoughts or things like that. But I wouldn't know about before with my false twins, because my false twins ran, like there was no connection there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I would also just say as well, Mina, to really ensure that you're grounding in any communication like you feel like you're doing with your twin flame in your heart, making sure that's what's happening. Yeah, it's knowing that your twin flame is one with you at the core. So really recognizing that. Shannon asks, any indications before union happens? I've heard peace, but is there anything other than just the constant feeling of peace? What is this another sign for, union and harmonious union coming?
That's a great question. I remember for me, I had both. I was feeling a deeper peace. Sometimes in meditation, I felt I could feel her with me. But interestingly, I also felt a keener sense that separation just didn't feel good. And I was like, oh, I really don't feel good being separated from my twin flame. It become a little more intense, that feeling. And I used that to really keep going within and loving myself and finding her there. So I did find it was an interesting mix of both finding deeper peace on the inside and a deepening desire to be with her.
Yeah. Sharada asks, how do you know if your divine masculine is awakened? I have not met mine yet. So I'll just answer that question really quickly. If you are awakened to this journey, your twin flame is also awakened. We did mention that a little bit throughout the panel. They may not have come to Twin Flames Ascension School yet, if you're in the school, but they will be drawn to it. Every single one of our divine feminines I know joined the school and brought us with them. So you can assure that you will meet your twin flame soon. Let's see if we have any other ones here. Nimanthi says, I believe I met my divine masculine, but he had decided out of nowhere that he needed to be alone and not be with anyone. What's the best way to let him find his own awakening? Is it better to just let go of him and let him live his life? You guys have any advice to share?
The tool here is the mirror exercise. I don't know if you've learned that, but whatever feelings your divine masculine brings up for you, if you learn the mirror exercise, you can find that's how your twin flame is loving you at all times, whether you're together or not. They're helping you heal. So if this is bringing up something for you, because you're never separate, it's never I'm going to let him go and live his life, because you're always one. It's what do I feel about what he's choosing right now? How can I love myself there? That's what the school teaches, and it really works to heal that illusion of separation.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, I think the last question we have here, Dallas Diaz, how do you define loving yourself? What are ways that you can love yourself? Because people say that a lot, but it's how do you do that? What does that look like?
My definition of loving myself is to do the inner work, because I will not tolerate feeling bad or any time that is not me. Like, it allows, by being a divine masculine to me, gave me a permission to do what I want to do. Because when I was in that time frame, thought I was divine feminine, I went all in of being divine feminine. And I hit the walls. Like, makeup doesn't seem to, I mean, it looks good on me, but it's just not, it's temporary. That's how I describe it. It's temporary. It doesn't create a strong foundation. Loving myself it's just go with the flow and acknowledge that God is the first and communicate. And definitely work with the coach.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else have anything they want to add about how they love themselves? What are some activities you guys do?
Yeah, I feel like, loving myself is all about having a deep conversation with myself.
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to be deep. It can also be fun and enjoyable. And it's really just about like opening up to whatever may be going on the inside and releasing any expectations about who I am or what I have to be doing and anything that I think I should be. I let all of that go in order to genuinely connect with myself and who I am on the inside. And that's what allows me to understand what I need to do or what steps I need to take in order to love myself in the places that need to be loved.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so it sounds like to me overall, what I've been hearing from all of your answers the past, almost hour here, is that divine masculine comes home when you come home to yourself, when you do the inner work, when you do the spiritual work. And it sounds like to me all of your twin flames joined Twin Flame Ascension School to do that and brought y'all in and brought you home. So love that. I think that's amazing. So if any of you guys are interested in Twin Flames Ascension School, you can go to twinflamesuniverse.com and get set up with that coach. You can go to the coaching tab and get set up with a coach. We'll match you with one, or you can purchase the school right there on the website. We'll also make sure to get you guys some links to some of that stuff later as well. But to close out our workshop, we're going to have a beautiful, loving message from the Divine Masculine Consciousness to all of you from Daniel Felon. Go ahead, Daniel, take it away.
Sure. All right. Well, first I just want to say awesome workshop. Thanks to everyone who came today and joined us. I chose, I don't know if you've ever seen this, the Sacred Rebel deck, because I know that's how I felt when I started on this journey. I knew it felt very sacred to me, what I'd embarked upon. I felt a little bit like a rebel because nobody really understood what I was doing. What this twin flame, I had to really trust myself and my heart a lot. And very glad I did. So the card I have for everyone is Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. And this actually speaks perfectly to that. This journey is truly about the heart. You're always going to love your twin flame. I guarantee you're never going to stop loving them. And the mind's going to come up with lots of excuses to, oh, I'm too busy to, or no one's going to understand me. But this card's, and the Divine Masculine Conscious is inviting you to accept that love that's in your heart. It's safe to love your Divine Masculine. You're always going to, and take that next step. Follow your heart. Let go of any fear. Fear is not real. You're meant to be with your man. Or if you're Divine Masculine, you're meant to be with your Divine Feminine. So go for it.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Daniel. And yeah, again, reminding you all, we hope to see you next week. Same time, same place. Make sure that you register for that event. The registration is going to be in an email to you sometime tomorrow. So make sure to look out for that registration link and get hooked up so you can hear from all of the Divine Feminines, including Keely, who was with us today, on their take of the journey and how they got their Divine Masculine to come home. So thank you guys so much for being with us here today. We love you very much, and we hope to see you in the open forum and within our community. We'd love to help you find your twin flame and come into Harmonious Union very soon. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.